Shalom and good day all, this is Tehillim29, back again, this time for an indie comic review. And in this indie comic review, I'm reviewing two particular comics. The first one being Wynd, and then I'll be moving on to Fight Girls. So, let's start off with Wynd. Now, starting off with the cover, does this cover in any way, shape or form connect to something that is happening within the story? Actually, it does in part, and to which I gave the cover a 7 out of 10. Now it's time to move into the internal, to which we'll get to see the beginning, middle, and the end. Now, this is some of the art around the beginning. I must admit, the art in this has been really good and really consistent. And it also deserves the rating it's going to get once we cover the middle and the end. This is some of the art around the middle. I'll now move on to the end. And this is some of the art around the end. For this, I gave the art a 7.5 out of 10. Moving into the story. As we move into the story, many of you know that I enjoy things that help make the story better. Number one, were there any comic references that could actually help the reader of this story, even if they are a new reader to this comic? No, not at all. Big disappointment. What about in relation to time? No, not at all. Big, huge disappointment. What about location? I got no idea where the fuck we are in this. Being honest. What about the cast? Well, I was able to make out some of the cast within this. And I must admit, if you really want to read some really good James Tynion at the moment, yeah, you might want to check out his present Batman in DC Comics. But I advise you pick up Department of Truth. At least there, it does actually cover some of these things that are missing in this run. But moving into the cast, we, of course, meet the character of Wynd. We catch up with Oakley, Roderick, who was basically his adoptive father, and Reese. And that was about all, and I must admit, I am very disappointed with this story. I've been enjoying it at the moment, but this time around, it just really hit the flusher. Like, properly hit the flusher. It was that bad. Yeah, I understand he's trying to build up on the world some more, but it didn't feel like it built up where it needed to build up. And I must admit, it was a real disappointment, to which I gave the story 5 out of 10. So definitely check out Department of Truth, and also Something is Killing the Children by James Tynion. I'm not too sure if I want to review the next issue of Wynd when it comes out. So we'll see what happens. Until then, let's keep it colourful and have yourself an awesome day. Oh, hold on a moment. I'm forgetting something. This round's not over yet. Oh, I nearly forgot about Fight Girls. Not now. Now, this I did come to enjoy a little bit more than Wynd, and I must admit, Frank Cho did a pretty okay job with this. And, okay, it might not have a couple of things in it, and that's fine, but what it does have, it also makes up with in other areas. So, starting off with the cover, does this cover in any way, shape or form connect to anything that happens within the story? You bloody bet it does, to which I gave this cover a rating of 7.5. 5 out of 10. And it deserves it. So let's look into the internal art around the beginning, middle and the end. This is some of the art around the beginning. As you can see, these are the contestants for Fight Girls. We of course get the location in Halifax at Grace Point 1. And my goodness, this has been good. I know it's only first issue, but I'm thinking I might pick up second too. Some of the art around the middle of the issue, and I must admit, this art is awesome. It really is awesome. Now I'll move towards the end for the art, and I think you'll be very surprised with my rating. And of course, the art that's towards the end. My goodness, this was really good. For the art, I gave a 7.5 out of 10. Moving into the story review. Now, I think one thing that was sort of missing in this was the very thing that I'm about to address first, and that is time, such as what time or how many days does this event take place? Because it's not very clear on that. And it would have been nice to see it in the story, but did it ruin the rest of the story? Not really. Locations, we got Grace Point, Halifax, the Gilmoran Trevine, I think it is. Of course, we had the jungle. We had Section 4, Grace Point 1, to which the HQ is. The Section 4 Hellgrave. And the cast of characters, to which we get the name of Diana, Jaxa, Kelsey, Tora, Lily, Asha, Kendra, Rach, Danny. We of course got Bob at the end there. Oh no, Bob around the middle if I remember. And someone, Pondo I think it was. This was a big surprise for me. I really liked what happened. And yes, this almost feels like the Maze Runner in some parts. A little bit like Hunger Games in other parts. Doesn't mean it's going to be like that in the overall completion of the story. I don't know. I enjoyed it. The story rating I gave was higher than Wynd. Where Wynd ended up reaching a 5, this reached a 6.5. Well done, Frank Cho. I really enjoyed this. Well, until then, please don't forget to hit the like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Let's keep it colourful and have yourself an awesome day.